guys, welcome back to another session of the Hopry. My name is Mark Starr, and today we're going to be looking at another Gueuze. This is probably the most famous of the style. It is the classic Gueuze from Cantillon, which is a lambic brewery out of Belgium. And so, they've got a number of styles of lambics. A Gueuze, if you will remember correctly, is just basically a blending of different years of lambics. Sometimes it may be a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, but that's traditionally how they blend these. But the brewers will taste, a number of different beers, a number of different lambics, I should say, until they really get the blend that they want, and then that's how they make their Gueuze. So recently, this year, I know we've taken a look at the Driefonteinen out of Gueuze, and so I really wanted to look at another one that's pretty easy to find. When I say pretty easy to find, I don't mean that you can just go to any liquor store and find this. I know Cantillon beers are actually getting a little bit harder to track down, but if you have a liquor store in your area that has a really good selection of craft beer, and they order through Shelton Brothers, you should be able to find this one every once in a while. But again, it's their classic Gueuze. It's 100% lambic, clocks right in at 5%, which for a Gueuze is very, very traditional. Sometimes you might see them creep up to 6, maybe even a little over 6, but they don't get too high in ABV, and they are really good for aging, again, because they do have the the Brettanomyces and all those different types of bacteria in these beers. They're open fermented, so that means that anything that's in the air is going to fly into these beers and really add that funky character. They also age these in oak, so they are traditionally flavored with those oak barrels. But let's go ahead and get some in a glass and see how this one compares to some of the others that we've looked at in the past. All right. And I can tell you, just pouring it in the glass right now, I can already smell that beer. That real sharp acidity, that nice funkiness is coming up out of the glass, but we'll get to that in a second. The color on this beer is absolutely beautiful. It's got this really warm yellow color, and I'm telling you, it is virtually clear. There's a really good amount of carbonation in there, which is very traditional of this style as well. The head color on it has got this, really light off-white color. It's dissipating very quickly. Not a whole lot of head sticking around. And again, that's traditional for a Gueuze. They just don't stick around, and that's, pretty much how it goes. So, well, like I said, I can already smell it a little bit, but I want to get my nose in there, and I really want to see if I can pull out something unique in this one. Maybe something that I haven't smelled in another Gueuze. So, well, here we go. Well, I'm definitely getting, that classic Gueuze aroma out of there, which is really, lots of sour apple, lots of sour green grapes. I do get that oaky character in there. Now, it doesn't present a vanilla aroma like you might get on like an oak-aged stout. But it's very vinous, meaning it really has this wine character, getting a little bit of funk, lots of sourness on the nose. I can tell this is going to have that signature, lactobacillus, pediococcus style of taste. But let's go ahead and dig in. Cheers. Yeah, very tart, very acidic right up front. That's the first thing you get when you taste a Gueuze, is that overwhelming acidity and sourness, tartness, if you will, right on the tongue. It actually makes your palate water because it's so acidic. Then you get that really nice, soft, sour green grape, a little bit of sour apple in there as well. Maybe a little bit of that oak character, but I have to tell you that it's really the sourness and that acidity that really hits the palate the most in terms of flavor. I would say what makes this one different from the Driefonteinen out of Gueuze that we had, I think it was sometime back in January, is that I don't feel like this one's quite as funky as the Driefonteinen was. That had a really nice flavor to it, but it had this almost sort of, if I remember correctly, a rubber tire sort of flavor to it. This one's a lot cleaner than that one was, meaning, you know, in terms of the style, this is about as textbook as you can get. I think it's probably going to be hard to find at least just a straightforward Gueuze that's going to be a whole lot better than this one. I know they've got various Gueuze that you could buy. They do a 100% organic version of this. But yeah, I mean, really just a great beer. It's hard not to like something like this if you're into Gueuze's style. If you don't like a Gueuze, I would, you know, shy away from this one. But if you're somebody who, you know, just really hasn't dug into sours or Gueuze, I would definitely look to this one first, just because I think it's probably the most manageable. But it'll definitely tell you where you sit. If you like it, hey, you're going to like pretty much any Gueuze you try. And if you don't like it, well, I'm sorry. So, well, that's it for today, guys. My name is Mark Starr. Thanks a lot for coming back to join me. If you haven't been following me on Facebook, make sure you look me up. I'm on Facebook under the Hopry, and follow me, and I'll let you know when we update our website. But that's about it for today, guys. All right, well, we'll see you. Cheers.